Today, I want to talk about something that is not really common for a channel like this, but of course, I have been known to cover topics that at first seem to have nothing to do with the niche I am known for. But I'm really here to just slip you guys the red pill. So there's something that is happening that is plaguing us. It is breaking down our society piece by piece. And ever since the pandemic, we have seen the rapid death of relationships and marriage. Now, don't get me wrong, people are still going to be marrying out here, as in the days of Noah, until the flood came and swept them all away. Not only is this affecting relationships, it is affecting society as a whole. And part of this is due to biology or our body's chemistry. So this is about men and women. And this is for both men and women. Today, I want to focus primarily on something that is affecting the relationships between the two, with most people completely oblivious to what's happening beneath the skin. And when you understand this, you will understand how it extends outside of relationships and enters the world we live in our businesses, government, military, and many other industries. And folks, this truly makes a huge difference once it is realized, known, and accepted. What I'm talking about is chemistry, your body's chemistry. More specifically, your body's hormones. I'm talking about testosterone and estrogen. Everything is out of whack, and the main culprit is the toxicity of our food supply and environment. And before you take this red pill, remember, all I'm offering is the truth. So what's going on is that we have been poisoning ourselves right down to the genetic level for many years now. And all of that is finally catching up to us. This is by design. Right now, I only want to focus on how our product supply plays a major role in this. And the long-term idea going around here is that men are being feminized, not just on a social level, but in many, many areas. There is a lot to unpack here. That's why I just want to go slow and focus on estrogenics today. So gentlemen, you have a big problem here. Ladies, this affects you too, of course. This is an extremely toxic world we are living in, and everybody walks around like this stuff isn't affecting them. This is one of the problems. People are walking around behaving in accordance to lies. They hear a lie and behave accordingly, or they believe something to be true but it isn't, and they behave according to that. Things we were all lied to about in the past are now catching up to us, because believing in these lies for such a long period of time, the truth is coming out and people don't know what to do. They're stuck, they're frozen, paralyzed. So what this amounts to for men is a decrease in testosterone and an increase in estrogen, primarily, because there are a few other things going on there. But the problem is that there are many, many, many things that are estrogenic, as they say, or that are causing that increase of estrogen in men. Look, I pulled up this list online. Top 20 estrogen-rich foods you should include in your diet. Of course, this article is aimed at women. What are some estrogen-rich foods? seeds, flax seeds, sesame seeds, soy products, soybeans, soy milk, soy yogurt, tofu, fruits, peaches, strawberries, vegetables, alfalfa sprouts, mung bean sprouts, green beans, legumes, white beans, black beans, nuts, pistachios, walnuts, peanuts, dried fruits, dried apricots, dates, dried prunes, beverages, red wine, herbs, garlic, grains, multigrain bread. So guys, if you don't want to increase your estrogen, don't eat any of that stuff. Now, I know you guys are thinking, yeah, right. There are just some things I'm not going to stop consuming. And you're right. But I want to talk about soy for a moment, since it was mentioned. So, soy comes from Southeast Asia, where it was farmed in a few countries there. Soybeans made their way into the British colonies in the 1700s, and then in the 1800s, soybeans came to Illinois. At that time, farmers were planting soybeans as far as north as North Carolina as animal feed, right? Which was encouraged by the USDA. Now, by the 1900s, they were using soybeans as animal feed and as a rotation crop so that they could replenish the soil with it, so that they would long-term gain better cotton yields. Okay? So, by the 1930s, they already had 10,000 varieties of soybeans, which meant you could produce a lot of it in different locations. Henry Ford had to go industrial with it, which led to the production of soy plastics. They were used for gear shift knobs, accelerator pedals, window frames, coil casings. Even the body of the vehicles he was manufacturing were made of soy plastics. In the 40s, there was a great demand for soybean oils, for lubricants and plastics. Then, in the 50s, this was the alternative protein for most livestock. It was in the 90s when they started to mess around with the plant's genetics. And aside from soy sauce and tofu, you didn't hear me mention the mass consumption of soybeans for humans, just livestock. Let me tell you all something about soy. There is a company that has genetically modified the soybean to be transgenic. In other words, it's not soy. They just call it soy, but you don't know what it is. It's designed to change you. Today, soy is produced in more than 30 states. And the point here is, folks, you are not livestock. You may be livestock to the globalist elites, which is why they encourage the masses to consume this stuff, but you are not livestock. You are not an animal that can be fed a protein off your natural diet. You are not designed to be eating pounds and pounds of soybeans. So that's soy. Now, there are phytoestrogens, the plant estrogenics, which are the least harmful. Your gut bacteria takes care of it, but soy and flax are the ones that are really estrogenic. You have mycoestrogen, the fungus estrogenic, which is mainly mold contamination, atrazine, herbicides, glyphosate, which people are talking a lot about when it comes to this topic, and it's sprayed on corn and other grains. It gets into the water supply. It's a big problem. There's triclosan and alkylphenos, the soap estrogenic. These are in soaps, lubricants, cleaning products. And once the estrogens from these products get on your skin, you can't wash them off as they latch onto the skin. Then, of course, you have BP and 4-MBC, the sunscreen estrogenic. It's like I said in another video, sunscreens don't prevent cancer, they cause it. Find a natural sunblock or some shade. Read number 3 and 40. the artificial red food color estrogenic. All artificial dyes are bad. You want to avoid things with food dyes anyway. You have parabens, the fragrance estrogenic, which are in fragrances, of course. Guys, I know what they tell you about the ladies, but stop wearing your stinking fragrances. It stinks. When you are not around that stuff all the time, and when you finally come around it, you can smell the chemicals. It smells more industrial compared to the smell sensitivity of someone who has been standing around a perfume counter all day. And by the way, this all comes from a list you can find on biodynamicwellness.com. It's on a few other websites as well. There are phthalates, the plastic additive estrogenic. That's plastic wrapped, used over food, vinyl flooring, certain baby crib mattresses, fragrances, perfumes, and many medical devices. The estrogenics in plastics BPA and BPS, the plastic ingredient estrogenic. And there is EE2, the birth control estrogenic, which is in the tap water, because it's urinated back into the sewage and recycled back into the municipal supply along with other drugs. And even if you don't drink the water, you probably brush your teeth, bathe, and shower in it. Plastics, insulin resistance, refined carbohydrates, xenoestrogens, which again are in the plastics, pesticides, herbicides, glyphosate, Roundup, bathroom products, bath and shower water, soy, masturbation and pornography, not enough sleep, lack of exercise, obesity. These are the things that are known to be estrogenic, or in some cases, testosterone killers. You know, this world is so toxic, I don't know how we're all still here. And because of the exposure, long-term exposure to these elements, we see a trend in our society of men weakened and then feminized. Not just by society, but on a biological level, a chemical level. And I'm telling you, this is all part of the unworshipping, anti-human, transhuman Baphomet agenda. It's crazy, they're doing it, they're succeeding. The malnourishment is off the charts. Too much estrogen for men is like too much testosterone for women. The truth is, men who have high levels of testosterone are not really that aggressive. They are usually calmer than other men. Naturally big, husky guys who produce a lot of testosterone are usually calmer than the other smaller men. Women who have high levels of testosterone get irritable. It actually stresses women out. It wears their bodies out, which is why when they try doing things that build testosterone instead of estrogen, it comes out in their mood. It causes women to age faster. I'll get into what these toxins are doing to women's hormones in another video. But for men, estrogen seem to be aiding to a weakened, depleted society. And we are going to talk more about how society is going about doing so. That's all for now. There is more to come, so stay tuned. We are definitely going to talk more about this. Until then, God bless everyone. Take care of yourselves, and as always, stay awake, stay aware, stay safe, and I'll talk to you all soon.